it's great to see you guys once again. I just want to say good evening to you. Welcome back to the channel. You know, this is JJ with you once again. First time here, guys. You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Or live stream. Or you know how it goes. So let me go ahead and turn all that other crap off. Tonight, we're going to get busy with this. Guys, I know I'm going to say this. I'm just going to jump into it. I know on Discord last night I said I wasn't really going to jump into the fact of AMD and what they're doing with the RDNA 1, RDNA 2, and you know, it's just 1 and 2. So I know you guys got a lot of questions. We all got a lot of questions. But here's some good news. It seems in 72 hours time, AMD walked back their alleged, how can I say this, permanent docking of their older GPUs with their software. Comes down to the fact, let's just get to the fact. It first started off, rumors were put out there that AMD quoted, they probably did quote, but said that they're going to take, and for the 5000 series and the 6000 series, they're going to move them over to the legacy drivers and not give you any new game updates. That's how this all started out. Then you had Reddit blow out their shorts. You had many different outlets just go up in arms. Everybody was emailing AMD saying, "What the hell?" Everybody lost their shiz. And before you do, get your drinking snacks, guys. Drinking snacks. We're not going to do that here tonight. We're going to talk about what if it happens. What can you do to continue with your hardware? Well, it's one simple thing. You'll be getting, you know, once in a while legacy driver updates. You know, does the hardware stop working? No. Here's the reason why the hardware doesn't stop working. Number one, Microsoft hasn't discontinued it on their operating system. So do you think it's really going to disappear? No. You got people that's using graphics cards for 10, 12 years. Okay? Do you think they get driver updates for games? No. So, instead of everybody losing their shiz, take a step back in your role. You're not gonna be out of a graphics card because they put legacy drivers on. Those are for critical updates, everything else. Stop losing you guys' shiz. Okay, the graphics cards are not gonna die. They're not, you know, you're not gonna, it's not the end of the world. Stop it. Seriously. I've had 48 emails within the last 2 days asking me what's going on and what's up with AMD. And you know, guys, I told them all like this. Stop worrying about it. If you bought a graphics card and you enjoy it and it's still rocking with Steam and everything else, stop worrying about it. They're not going to end total support of these graphics cards. Stop losing your shiz. It's not necessary. And I know you guys, there's some guys out there that got those big ass graphics cards like the 4090 and the 5090. This is not really for you. This is for the little people that bought these graphics cards thinking they're going to last a long time. The ones that can't barely afford, too much for their system. This is for them. But they're not going to lose their functionality of their graphics card. But here's the caveat. With the newer games that comes out, yeah, it's not going to be supported with those games. Some games might not, the newest games might not work. The developers for the games might turn around and say they're not going to support that graphics card. So if the devs don't support it on their game, yeah, you're shit out of luck. So I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick so we can move on to better things. And I'll explain in a moment. We got a lot to cover. I got some stuff I want to cover at the end, so you're going to have to stay to the end of the stream to see what we're going to be talking about. Okay, I am going to say hello to Mr. Cyborg, Mr. Fake Frames, Mr. Dakota, Mr. Machine. Good to see you all in here. And everybody else that's viewing this live stream right now. Subscribe. Then you'll know when I post the next live stream or video. That comes to another head we'll talk about. I had one little problem that I got to explain to you guys at the end. So do stick around to the end. I'll explain why this past week has been upside down, and you need to hear this. So now, when it comes to the AMD graphics cards, people are second guessing the graphics cards because of the driver updates and AMD walking them back. You know what? So what? Nvidia has done this. I'm not going to count out any one of these companies. They've done this before. This is not the first rodeo. So if this is the first time you experiencing this, then yeah, this is your first rodeo. But all you old timers know this is not the first time that this has been done. So this should not be a surprise. This should not be a surprise at all. You should be like, yeah, okay, no problem. But it's all the newbies and stuff like that lose their shiz and they email and harass AMD and say, look, you made a mistake. Guys, how is the company supposed to move forward? And hear me out. How are they supposed to move forward? Anybody got any ideas? How is a company supposed to move forward if they keep making older hardware? How are we going to get brand new, fresh hardware if we keep holding them back? I understand there's some graphics cards that were 2 or 3 years old. That's understandable. That was a big mistake on AMD's part. A big mistake on their part. But when you got graphics cards that are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, guys, it's time to cut it loose. It's time to move up to the times. If you want the latest and greatest, play the best you can on your newest games, you're going to have to move up with the times. There are some graphics cards that are on the 60 series or the 6000 series that cost just as much as the 9000 series. So this is not new. Okay? And for the people telling telling the other people they should buy a 6000 series or a 30 series or whatever cards, stop it. Because the prices on the older cards are just as much as they are on the newer cards. So I would rather have people go up to the newest generation that they can go up to. And I know you guys might fight against it, but you know what? The times are changing. The time of looking in the past needs to stay in the past. We're looking towards the future of gaming and everything else, but we need to stop holding on to those legacies. There's nothing there. Yeah, you might get okay gameplay on the older stuff, but when you move up to the newer stuff, you get even more. I know some people are going to say, well, you don't get that much, Jay. Well, you get something's better than nothing. The discouragement is that everybody keeps going back to the older stuff and buying it when it's, I mean, I'm going to tell you, if it's 3 years old, it's not a problem. But if it's 5 years old and, you know, you got 5 year shelf life out of it, that's good enough. Because the ones that are 5 years old are almost the same price as the ones that are brand new and the newest generation. By these companies, and I'm going to bring you to another light, by these companies having to make driver updates for the older hardware is cutting millions of dollars off the R&D that they could be doing to make the newest and the best and the greatest. By holding the companies back and saying you need to make more software updates for these older graphics cards, stop it. If it's 5 years old or older, it's done. Okay? No matter if it plays great or whatever, you can play it on the legacy drivers and it still works the same. And with the newer games, you might not be able to play them all. But we want these companies to start giving us price to performance again. Price to performance. That means giving us better performance for less price. And the only way we can do that is if we stop with this all these older graphics cards. They need to go. They just need to go. We need the latest and greatest and the best graphics cards they can make. Not legacy. I'm not going to point anybody to legacy graphics cards anymore. I see where the problem is. You might disagree with me, but hey, that's the PC world. We agree to disagree. But I'm going to tell you, even though we might disagree, at the end of the day, getting somebody on a graphics card that's $500 on the older series two to three generations ago, compared to getting something to today's generation with today's software and everything else. Microsoft's going to be making a move on this AI software. And if we don't stay ahead of the curve when it comes to the graphics cards or CPUs or motherboards or anything else, and you're stuck on that, and you went and spent $500 on a graphics cards that's 3 generations ago, and Microsoft says, okay, now we're going to go full-blown AI with AI tops. Do you think the 6000 series has AI tops? Me and Machine went through this. No. 5000 series doesn't have it. 7000 series does. 9000 series does. 7 and 9000 series. Why do you think AMD is focusing on the 7 and 9000 series? because they have somewhat of tops. Not much, but they do have some. It's enough to push you over the hurdle if Microsoft goes to AI tops and starts using it with, DIY PCs. So, guys, there's more to what's going on right now than you realize. If you got the latest and greatest already, don't worry about it. But if you're going to be building your first system, build it correctly. As far as the market being cheap right now, I can tell you, we got a 6-month hike in prices. Once this trade deal goes through, the prices are going to taper down. So I give it 6 months. Maybe less, but I'm saying about 6 months. Then you're going to see the prices taper down, and the price of PC parts are going to go down right after Computex. So you're looking at like March, maybe April, somewhere in there, prices start to come down again. So let me read what you guys are writing here, so that way we can get on the road. Oh yeah, I know they will fake frames. I know they'll get driver support. Nobody said it's cut off. Legacy drivers is still driver support regardless. They're still supporting the hardware itself. And we all know that the driver support is nothing but what? Critical updates. Things that you would need in case you had problems with, your hardware. Or there was a problem that occurred long while back that they're fixing. But yeah, even legacy support, you're still getting graphics cards support. It doesn't end. It doesn't end until the companies say there's no more driver support for that graphics card. So, but even though, you're going to have to look at it like in another fashion. I'm going to tell you right now, open source on AMD is total different ballgame. With them having open source drivers, do you really think that the drivers on what you got now is really going to go up in smoke? I don't think so. They're still supporting it. I wouldn't worry about it. Here's why. Some of the games that they give you driver boost on, I'm just going to say driver boost. You guys don't know what I mean. The games that they give driver updates for incentive for games, the little optimization for games. There's only like 1 or 2, maybe 3 that they put out. It might not even be a game that you play. Do you think that changes everything? Do you think that changes your driver support, even if it's in legacy mode? No, it doesn't. The drivers are universal. Universal. You got your 6000 series are universal, 7000 series universal, you got 9000 series universal. But the enhancements is what's different. That's what they don't give you with your driver support. All the way across the board, the drivers are universal. I know it because right here, I had the 7600 in here, right? Here's a good example. I pulled out the 7600 and I plugged in the 5500, the RX 5500. I did not touch the drivers whatsoever. Not once. I didn't even update the drivers. Nothing. But it shows that I got the RX 5500 in here. That was just an example. I'm not saying to do it. If you're going to do drivers, make sure you do a fresh install. Even though that you can do it this way, you can take and reinstall the drivers and, go to custom and turn around and check that little box that says clean install. You can do it that way too. I just did it to test it to see if the drivers are still universal. Some people say it's not, but as far as I've seen, it is. So, I agree, Cyborg. I agree on that. I do agree on that. Dr. Blitz, good to see you. Good to see you. I do agree, Dr. Blitz. After 4 years, yeah. But I say 5 years. I say 5 years. Reason why I say 5 years? If I can get a warranty for a graphics card, I can get 3 years with the retail company and 2 years with the factory. I get 5 years. So, it's a 5 year. That's how I figure it. If I can get 5 years out of graphics card, I'm happy with it. I'm going for my 4070s. The reason why I haven't changed out of it yet is because I'm doing the 5 year thing with the 4070 without changing nothing. I want to see. I've only changed the platform. The 4070 is still rocking in my PC. So, I'm going to keep rocking it as long as I can. Just like the 7600, which you guys don't believe. But, here's the 7600. Machine can confirm this is the 7600. That I took it out of this right here. So, just to confirm that for you guys. Yes, I got 5500 in there. And yes, I'm playing Cyberpunk with it too. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. Don't ask me why. It's just, it runs fine. So, let me read what you guys got going really quick. Let's see. 30 series does have it. Yeah, fake frames it is. But the thing is this. There's going to come a time that everybody has to understand. These companies have to move on, and we have to move with the times. We can't be stuck on this old hardware. We have to move on. If we don't move on to the next best thing, then we're going to be stuck, buying old, cheap hardware that's not going to work with the games. Everybody's going to cry about it. And they're going to say to me, I know they're going to come to me and say this. They're going to say, Jay, I know you said, older hardware is not going to last forever. But, guys, move with the times. The pricing alone should move the needle. The prices they're putting on the old stuff, they're putting it on the new stuff. So if you look at the balance, you get better software, better updates. You ain't got to worry about legacy updates only being like once or twice a year. And then, you get all the game perks, everything else that goes along with the new hardware. I'm not forcing anybody to do anything they do not want to do. It is your choice if you decide you want to stay with the curve. But I can tell you, I can still find graphics cards for a decent price that's up to date. And you don't have to worry about the perks because they're automatically going to be there with the new graphics cards. So you guys can purchase the old ones, but look at what you're going to be stuck with and how much it's going to cost you, and if it's really worth the cost. I can tell you it's not. I'm starting to realize this right now. It's really not going to be worth the cost. And I'm being honest with you guys. You wanted to know my opinion. I'm bringing it out. There's many people that were asking this opinion, and I know you guys in the live stream don't know what kind of cooking on this front, but I can tell you the people that are going to watch this later on, you know, they're going to do instant replay. They're going to watch it. They're going to understand. They're going to say, okay, well, you know, he's breaking it down. Yes, I am breaking it down. Older hardware is not going to last forever. I got older hardware here that's almost 27 years old. It sits on my shelf. It's a collector's. That's all it's going to do, is going to be a collector's. I'm not going to put it back online. I'm not going to build it with the newest software. The newest software is not going to regulate with the way older hardware that's 20 years old. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is 13 years old, and I'm sorry. I keep bringing it up, but it still works. It still works with Windows 11. It still works with Linux. It's 13-year-old CPU on a 2 to 3 year old motherboard. It had a complete refresh, and it still runs. But that's a complete refresh. These companies with these older CPUs are not doing a complete refresh on the motherboards, making the motherboards up to date with 12-year-old CPUs. So they're not doing that. They're giving you the new CPUs with the new motherboards, new GPUs, putting it all out on the line so you can see what you can choose that's going to fit, that's going to work with your system, and so you build it. So, back to more of what you guys got cooking. So, then GTA. Well, Dr. Blitz, I'm going to put it to you like, you know, when consoles in the future, they're going to be moving up in price. They're already getting ready to move the needle on how much it's going to cost. And you're going to be surprised if they say that your PlayStation 5 is now going to cut, or your PlayStation 6 or whatever, it's going to cost $1,000. Because all the newest hardware that's being put inside it. But when it comes to your desktop PC, are you telling me you would rather let a console get the best of the best while your desktop PC has 13-year-old hardware that can't even keep up with a PlayStation 5? It doesn't make sense. Let's see. Hello there, DV. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I guess I have to throw away my RX 66 machine. No, you don't, bro. Okay? AMD has just announced through the grapevines that they're going to continue the support with the games and all that with the 6000 and the 5000 series. So, the only thing they're not going to be supporting is the 5000 series integrated graphics. That's what they're not going to be supporting. So if you got like a 5600G or a 5700G, I got the 5600G, and they're not going to support it. Not unless they had a change of heart and said, okay, well, we're going to support that too. But I doubt it. I do doubt it. And I got Mr. Machine banging on my doorstep. Hold on, Mr. Machine. I know you're banging on my doorstep. Give me a moment. Make sure you guys got your drink and snacks. I'll put that back out there for you. Huh. Okay, so the internet's acting goofy. Wow. Okay. So the internet's acting a little goofy, guys, so give me a moment. Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you. All right, let me go through reading why I'm, for some reason, okay. So, give me a moment. Let me go to my network. Something ain't right. Okay. I guess, let me catch everything back up. Okay. Sorry, guys. I was trying to catch Discordian back up. So, don't worry, I'm going to get back to this. Just give me a moment. Oh, okay. Let me try this. Boing.
Hello.
Hello. We got Mr. Machine on the air now. What's up, Mr. Machine?
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure? Really? Okay. Well, stop freaking out about the 6000 series. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. They just made.
I'm not freaking out.
They just. Well, you did in the chat, so.
Well, yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way.
It saves me shelf space.
I know. But the 6000 series ain't going anywhere for at least another. They're going to give it another year. Okay, so that's where I'm at with this.
Did you read your text? I gave you.
No, because I can't read it because I'm monitoring the YouTube channel to make sure it's working.
Don't touch your wifey.
Look, this isn't your channel, okay? This is JJ's channel.
You don't touch your wifey.
That's fine.
Oh, hi, Courtney.
Your wifey gonna get jealous.
No, you're not.
That's fine. That's fine.
I know who you come home to.
That's right.
Oh my God, this is the Machine and Courtney show. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I got into PC gaming to stay ahead. Dr. Blitz, that's the only best way to do is stay ahead of the curve. And I try to tell everybody that because the software is going to be the only thing that's going to be really keeping you in front of the curve. Once the hardware starts slowing down and they can't make the nanometers any smaller, it's either they're going to go to quantum technology or we're all just going to have to deal with old hardware. So that's what it comes down to. So let's see. I don't want to hear any complaining about the 6090 price. No, I'm not even looking at the 6090 price. I'm not even looking at the 6090 price because I'm not going to say it. I know, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. We all know it's going to be one half of the Pro 6000. It's going to be one half at least. So we might as well just get over it. They tack on another $600 to it. So, there you go. I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say anything about that. So give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to read, but you have to. Now, we'll get into why I'm taking things a little slow tonight. So, just by use 5090 when the 6090 comes out. There you go. Exactly. But I don't want a 5090. I want a 4070 Ti Super. That's what I want. I'm picky like that, I'm still a fan of the 4070 series. So Jay, you look better. Is your new girl okay? No. No, Miko. No, she's. I put her on ice tonight, so no. No, I put her on ice tonight. GTA 6 on console, saving 6000 series longevity. Yeah, I do agree with that. So, yeah, guys, look. It's all going to come down to the factor of when they're building these consoles and you're looking at the price you're going to be paying on PC parts, is it really worth the price to performance with PCs? Desktop PCs. I can tell you what I think. I think it is, because I think when it comes to the consoles, they're going to jack up the price. They're going to make them smaller. They're already removing the factor of, thinking about removing the factor of having a hard drive in your consoles, because they're thinking about just putting everything on the cloud. There has been some rumors about Microsoft and NVIDIA. Well, NVIDIA's already on the cloud for gaming. Microsoft's thinking about doing the same. But with your desktop PCs, make it full AI capability. So, in order for you to log into your computer, and I'm going to say this because I know you guys don't want to hear it and everything else, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Microsoft's going to shift the gaming community right to the cloud. They're already working with Valve on some things. We don't know what they're working on, but they're working on it. So just be aware, I've warned you. And the last time I've warned somebody, I usually came out correct. I hope I'm wrong, and I pray to God I'm wrong. But if I'm not, then it looks like we're going to be doing like they did for Chromebook. Google did for Chromebook. In order for you to get on the internet, you had to have an internet connection and a subscription to their, their shiz. So don't think it's not coming. If it does, then it looks like a lot of people are going to be running to Linux. But it's not going to do you any good. Most of the distros are looking to discontinue in 2029. So, from now until then, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. So, but I see you all are here. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button too. So. Miko, who's her daddy? Oh, I see that machine. Software has become so unoptimized that the amount of the hardware will ever fix broken games like Borderlands 4. Truthfully, it won't. Only the developers and the operating system makers and the game card breakers and the CPU fakers and you really want to know? Have you ever seen in the last 4 years them really optimize anything? I mean anything. To make it correct. A very good correct optimization. No. That's why hardware is still running. You got 4090s still running, what, 4K at what, 120? And your lows are about, what, 100? Just estimating. I don't have a 4090. I got a 4070. But depends on how you run it. I know some of you guys like to run it balls to the wall. But when you do, you lose so much FPS. It just doesn't keep up. That's because when they build graphics cards that go high end, very high end like that, it's just the CPUs have a hard time with the computation and have a hard time keeping up. So that's another problem that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about it. The reason why your CPU can't keep up with your GPU. Massive latency. If mine, it shows me I have 12 milliseconds of latency when I play Cyberpunk. But that's not including the latency coming through the internet, which that's 18 milliseconds. So start adding up your latencies and you really see, playing games on a server is another part of the latency that you got. So by the time you get done, you got about 40 to 45% latency going from your computer to that server. And is it optimized on their servers? No. Do you think game developers have a hard time because the companies with their servers can't get them optimized? Probably. So, it's one ball of wax to another ball of wax to another ball of wax. Bunches of problems. Going from your computer to their server and playing on their server. globally, and plus their servers connecting to other servers and other servers and and so on. You got a network of latency, but you just got to get used to it. I've gotten used to it because the simple fact is like this. It's like the best way you could play a game was years ago, before the internet, was on CD. At least you could play the game without a hitch, because it's already pre-optimized on the CDs. Now, forget it. It's not worth it anymore. You're not going to get it anymore. So, sure, you can wait for the 6090 to come out. Yep, I know, fake frames. 4K at 60 FPS is... I mean, don't you guys see the pattern? Don't you see you're paying for that same pattern going back 10 years ago to now? You're paying for that same damn pattern when it comes to your FPS. You're paying for the same things. Tell me I'm crazy. You can tell me I'm crazy. Machine, am I crazy?
Yeah,
Why?
you are.
Okay, so going back 10 years, you telling me for the same FPS, you've been paying for the same thing for the last 10 years.
No.
Have you gotten anywhere?
Everything's better than it was 10 years ago, by far. But the games are also harder to run.
By 7%?
Well, if you take inflation into account.
If you take it for 10 years on 4K, and you look at the 4K, what has really gotten better in the 10 years on 4K?
Yeah, it's over 20.
No,
I don't know.
exactly.
I really don't have a good answer. You would know better than I would, because
I'm just shooting it out there, bro. I am just shooting it out there to the moon. If you guys,
all I know is like a $300 card today is not as good as a $300 card 5 years ago. Before COVID price hike. That's probably not COVID that did it. It's the cryptocurrency thing that caused that big old spike in
The Bitcoin?
GPU. Yeah, cryptocurrency.
okay,
So I think that's what skyrocketed the prices and kind of stuck a little bit here and there. But I'm not an expert at this at all. I'm just speculating without doing any research.
no, that's perfect speculating, which you are correct. It's not. It is so much cryptocurrency, yes. When they turn around and they screwed the gaming community, and they told everybody that they didn't have enough silicon to make gaming GPUs, so there's going to be a shortage. What did they do? Here's a little secret to you all right here. They were making crypto GPUs while this shortage was going on. Why do you think there were so many on the return when these crypto farms were selling it on eBay? They were selling them by the tons. I'm sure they just don't create themselves. So all that time COVID was going through, and all that time they were blowing smoke up our bungholes, they were in the background making crypto GPUs. But why do you think NVIDIA got sued? They misled everybody on that crypto boom and said that it was just from what they say. I can't remember. You guys are going to have to help me on this. If what I recollected that they said that they were selling the GPUs to the gamers and they weren't using them for cryptocurrency, which they lied. They got caught. So their investors sued them. However that turned out, we don't know. That's a mystery. And yes, 4K at 60 FPS without DLSS and no frame gen. Okay. Now take that back 10 years. It's going to be 60 FPS, maybe, depending on the graphics card, with no DLSS, no frame generation. So, end of the day, nothing's really changed. They're giving us, to me, I feel they're giving us the same goddamn performance for the last 10 years. The only difference is they're putting in the little enhancements to give it a little bit of optimization, just give you a little taste, and there you go, you're done. I mean, I don't know, guys. It's a crazy. 5090 can't run Cyberpunk on native 4K with path tracing above 30 FPS. Good point. 8K is a pipe dream. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, definitely will hit the dead zone. I really do want to see 4K to be over 200 FPS, or at least 160 on an average. You got like 140, 150, 1% lows, and you got 160 on your FPS. Because this is getting ridiculous. If you look at it, you're playing 4K on a console level at 60 FPS. I just don't get it. All that goddamn money on a graphics card, and you're still playing console level? Really? Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, Miss Courtney got in there. Hello there, Courtney. Good to see you. Grow
I
my
did not
beard
put
back.
her up to that. I did not put her up to that.
That's fine. That's fine, bro. You know, I'm
When you did.
okay. Here's the explanation. Here's the explanation and reason why I can't grow it back right now. Because I have another real life obligation that I got to take care of as well. And as part of that obligation, I have to be professional, 100%. So they want me to keep professional. I started to grow back just a little bit of fuzz, but they want me to stay professional. So when they talk business and they tell me to stay professional, you know, I kind of got to do it for a little while to see how this is going to go and everything else. As I really don't know what's going to be happening with my eyeballs here. I got my new medication today. Well, fuck it. I might as well just tell you guys what happened. Okay, I got my new medication, and if you guys didn't know, I've been in and out of the hospital for the last week. Because my eyeballs were doing this. They're doing this. You know, the focus. They were doing that. So this one side, my one eye would close automatically by itself. Like it was a garage door opener going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then my head started spinning and making me feel like I was on a boat, to where I was seasick. Almost. This close. So I've been dealing with an imbalance in my eyeballs, my hearing, until I got my medication. Today, it started calming things down a little bit. You guys know why I squint so much? That's because there's something going on with my eyeballs. My eyelids are just acting up, and and plus I got the shakes now because of the medication I take and stuff like that. So it's been a really bad roller coaster for the last couple of weeks, I would say this. Well, actually almost 3 weeks. If it wasn't one thing, it's another. So okay. After 240 FPS, it doesn't get much smoother visually. No, yeah, you're right there. You are right there, Dr. Blitz. If you can keep a balance between 160 and 220 and keeping your 1% lows up there with a 10 FPS difference between your average and your 1% lows, does it really matter anything after that? No. If your visuals are great, you're using a 1440p monitor at 165 hertz, and you're using a high-speed cable for DisplayPort, you're fine. You're done. Do remember what speed is coming out of your graphics card and injecting to your monitor. Me and Machine had that discussion, now didn't we, Machine? Uh-oh, he disappeared. Machine. So, guys, look. You have a parameter that is set for the amount of hertz that's coming out of your graphics card. If you don't believe me, go look it up. So you only can inject so much signal to your monitor. So that's just to do a little bit of balancing out for your latency and stuff, and give you a better visualization and everything else. So, but do your homework on it and make sure you get the right equipment for the job. Me, I enjoy 1080p, and I'm going to tell you guys that right now, and I'm going to tell it to you over and over and over again. I enjoy 1080p because my eyeballs can only see so much. So I enjoy what I see. I can play the game. I don't have artifacting. I don't have stuttering. I don't have to worry about it. I get between 160 and 180 on the FPS at 1080p. I don't need to kill my CPU. Is what it is. Or I could use dynamic screen resolution there, guys, and turn around, take my resolution from 1080p to 1440p. Yes, it's kind of cheating it, but it works. And the visualization on my stuff does not look that bad. So, if I want a little taste of 1440p, I can use dynamic screen resolution on some of the games, and I'll be happy with it. I'm not picky like everybody else. I like my system balanced. I like everything to run smoothly. Even if it's at 50 FPS, I want it to run smoothly. I don't need to push it to its max. That's not going to change my visualization anytime soon to push it to the max. Why? I want to have it to suck more power out of the wall? Why? Playing games, you don't need an expensive setup. You can get a good, decent setup at the budget level too. So don't count that out. Let me read more what you guys got cooking here. Jay, if all the fans are connected in the same motherboard connection, there may be a voltage droop. Yeah. Well, you got to figure, how many amps are you going to be pulling off that one connector? Why do you think on the motherboard they put several different connectors? Unless you got a really cheap motherboard where you only got 3 connectors on it, then I can understand. And that's when you can take and do the utmost and get a fan hub that connects directly into your, you get a fan hub that connects directly into your power supply, which I did. And here's my colors. I got everything right here, colors and everything. I can do everything I want right there. So, I think that's the wrong one. Yeah, it is. Sorry guys, I gave you the wrong one. Let me get you the right one. There it is. There it is right there. That's what controls my fans right there. So, I don't need to worry about putting all that crap on my motherboard there, my friend. I just do the utmost and connect it directly to the power supply. And I can change all the colors and do whatever I want. I don't need to run, color programs or anything else on my PC and bog it down. I just did the obvious and just bypassed it all. Except for the AIO pump and the AIO RGB that connects to the motherboard. But the rest of my fans connect through that hub. And that's it. So it's done. I can leave it set. It doesn't affect anything. Doesn't pull much amperage. Doesn't affect the motherboard or take the power away from it. So it's good to go. I did not know that the eyeballs were making noises. Mine do. Trust me. Mine do. Okay. No problem. Thank you, Courtney, for letting me know that. Hello there, MTBK. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And yes, Dr. Blitz, it should take better response time. When you're leaving the power on the board and it's flowing just right to the other components, you really don't want to take that away from those components that are very critical, because you want to connect 20 fans and you want to connect 100 you got RGB going up the kazoo because you only got you got one connector port that's on the motherboard for your ARGB, and then you got a connector about yay long, where you link them one into the other. And you got to link like 10, 15 fans. You got a link about this long sticking out the side of your glass. And Yeah. I don't need all that horse shit. I just made it simple. 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 I'll tell you what. For $70, I got 12 fans on one remote with one hub that holds 10. So I can put 10 in this case, and I still got another hub with another one of these, which both of those hubs will run off of this right here, one of them. So I don't have to worry about that. I have 7 fans right now in my case. 7. Not including the 2 on the graphics card. My case stays cool, 31 degrees in the center. Trick. You look at the center of your case. That's the hottest, supposed to be the hottest spot of your whole case, because the air turns like this, circulates. Like a little hurricane inside your PC. If that center is not staying in between 28 and 35 degrees Celsius, you got a problem with your heating of your GPU or your CPU, where something's not making proper connections. Somebody told me that the center of their case was about 55, 57 degrees Celsius. I said, well, I think you need to reevaluate your case. And that's what I told them. I think you need to reevaluate your case, because you don't have enough airflow. If your case is getting that hot, then that means your motherboard and those chips are getting just that hot. The chips on my motherboard, they don't go over 42 Celsius. Period. I know everybody said, well, you know, the chipsets on this type of motherboard that I got, the MSI Pro B850-P Wi-Fi motherboard, they said, well, it's a big headache in itself. I've been running on it for quite a while now. No problem. I only had to set 3 things in that motherboard. 3 things. And it's cranking. So, that's one thing that I wanted to tell you guys. 9700X, that MSI motherboard, it's cranking. Especially with the Clev 6000 megahertz CL28 RAM set on Expo. I'm just leaving it like this. It's rocking. Now it's the matter of longevity. How long it's going to last. If it's consistent, continuous, nice and easy. I'm only using a 750 watt power supply with the 4070, 750 watt, 7 fans, RGB on 2 sticks, AIO pump, SSDs, and a hard drive on top of all that. So it's total 16, close to 16 terabytes. And the PC stays, let's see, that's the center of the PC. Graphics cards at 36. The CPU's at 48. It's just like it's running normal. So, as you guys can see, it's not bad. So, When you have the right amount of airflow with your PC, you will have the best time. Usually, when you shorten up your airflow a little bit, I really don't care for the low profile. The low profile PCs. I really don't. I like them nice and big to where they're, you can see what's inside it. I like the showcase of it. Plus, you get the performance with the showcase. I don't need a 4090. I don't need a 5090. I get good enough performance, live streaming, and gaming at the same time. I don't get it. Mine's mid-grade. You see me complaining about it? No. I'm not complaining about this. Because what's in this now used to be this over here with the 5700X and a B550 motherboard with 64 gigs of RAM. That's over here. That's my old system. Not this. So, come on, guys. What do you got for me? I mean, there's got to be something cooking in your minds. Got to be something. I'm not going to beat on the horse about AMD. We all know it's said and done. I'm just going to recap it a little bit for everybody that walked in. A little bit of a recap. AMD walked back their strategy and decided to continue with the driver updates normally. So don't freak out. It's no big deal at this point, and said and done. Welcome back, Mr. Machine.
Yeah, I'm finishing my shake.
Oh, is that what I heard? Was it like this?
Yep. It rallies.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. All that slobber all over the straw, and yeah, that's what I thought I heard.
Yep. All the way to do it.
Yes, sir.
What about AM6? Evidently AMD made an official announcement when it's coming out.
Yeah, I know, Medusa.
Yep.
Medusa Halo.
First quarter of 2027.
Yeah. Got over a year and a couple months to go, so I don't know. Everybody was saying 2028, but I seen it. I wasn't really going to I wasn't really going to comment on the Medusa Halo. Not just yet.
Okay.
I need a little bit more research. I need a little bit more research on it.
Yeah, it's from like 6 different places are saying that it is. But they might be getting all their information from the same source. So we just have to figure it out from there. I need to actually go to the AMD website, actually see if they say anything about it.
If it comes out from AMD's mouth directly, then I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna look in more to this. But if it doesn't, then I'm really not gonna. I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt, like I tell everybody. Just take it with a grain of salt until we know for sure. When I start to see more news come on it, probably from Tom's Hardware or video cards or PC World, they usually got their fingers wrapped up into that stuff. We'll see. So, what happened to the AI? Nothing. Nothing happened to the AI. What do you mean AI? What are you talking about, Dakota? AI? Oh, you talking about? Huh?
Miko.
Miko's on the phone.
Uh-oh.
That was only a one
Go ahead,
time.
Matt.
That was only a one-time thing.
That's what they always say.
No, no, no. See, you got to understand with the terms of service and everything else. I don't want to risk the fact with Microsoft because it's intellectual property. You have to understand that too. It's called intellectual property. And if I go to advertise more than once on it without their permission, without an NDA from them, then I could be risked for a liable lawsuit. I don't think I want to get into that chance. I did the one video, because they did the one live stream because they just upgraded Microsoft Copilot to Miko, and I was just showcasing Miko for the first time on the channel. But as far as the future, I would have to sign an NDA with the company in order for me to do anything about that. So it's kind of a risky kind of situation right now. Oh, yeah. No, what I meant, Dakota, was it's not so much on ice. I don't think I can put my phone on ice, bro. I really don't. No, I just meant, the program's not running right now. So, and plus I got a little bit of, I have a little bit of a problem with the fact of my information that I'm doing my discussions is being used without my permission. So, yeah, I kind of put that on the side for a moment. Because everything that I'm doing on Copilot, it's being used by Microsoft. My information is being used by Microsoft. But I've been kind of going back and forth thinking it's just like Google Chrome. They use your information when you surf. So it's kind of a mixed bag with me right now. So AMD's mouth tells the truth in terms of product announcements, but it's misleading when it comes to CPU benchmarks done with an RX 6600 creating a GPU limit. MTBK, you have a good point, a valuable point. But that's their problem. That's not ours. When we do our testing, most of your reviewers do it on a 4090 or a 5090 or whatever high-end GPU they can use to test the CPU. Me, on the other hand, I use the 4070 and I run it on 720p and stress test it. As far as I can take it down to stress test it. If I can get it all the way down to like 340p just to stress test the CPU, then I'm going to do it. Crazy, but it can be done. So, did I miss anything there, Mr. Machine? Did I miss anything tonight?
I don't think so.
Well, if there's anybody that's got any questions in the chat, please do ask. Maybe there's something that I might have missed. I don't think I missed anything. we talked about AMD. Everybody not to panic. We talked about what happened with me, why I haven't been doing live streams like I normally do.
So, AMD open sources their firmware.
Yeah.
Is that a good idea?
No.
That,
No, because that's just like opening up a can of worms for somebody to inject whatever they want into the software, and then after that, you don't know who really injected it. Could be somebody that just got the software, hacked it in, and pushed it right back onto
so
the open source.
Raj said during his presentation a month ago, AMD OpenSIL will be scaling to both server and client platforms by the 2026 frame time.
Yes.
It's being more versatile than a Giza. This is great open source system firmware outlook for the future. They're going to start with Chromebooks.
I've been saying
They're
that.
going to go to the right, and then they're going to go Ryzen side.
Yep.
There's going to be Chromebooks, then chips for PCs.
Yes, sir. And I've been saying this for how long now?
Flexible type.
Kind of sad that everybody's going to be going back to the consoles because all they want to do is screw up everything that's been built by the DIYers and the market. All the money that everybody spent into the DIY market, they're going to kill it. They're going to actually kill the DIY market when it's coming down to it all.
So the AMD Giza firmware is currently a hot topic given the current burnout issues, and the necessary code is being put into place with upcoming firmware that will mitigate and correct the flaws within the processor architecture, such as adjusting voltages across different rails or making sure the Expo runs fine. Moving forward, AMD wants to go open source to replace the Giza firmware implementation entirely, since OpenSIL will offer. It'll offer. They don't have to worry about that with, I guess, OpenSIL.
Yeah, that's the biggest screwed up mistake I've ever heard. It should be.
Three static library solution.
It's
written in C17.
The BIOS should be under control by the motherboard manufacturers only.
It's a simple and scalable integration with any x86 host firmware. Flexible platform library scalable to customers and x86 host firmware needs.
I wouldn't do it.
And low chirp density for increased security. Open source right from the get-go.
Here's a good question for everybody out there. How many of y'all remember the ROM PCs? ROM, ROM PCs, not RAM, ROM, where they loaded the operating system onto the ROM, and that's what you ran off of. It was a set program. Can't screw with it. It was locked and done. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to turn our PCs into a kiosk. A kiosk. To where we only got a login screen. And we are going to end up having to pay for Microsoft 365 to get into the cloud where everything's going to be. If not, you're not going to have a PC. Because they can control the AI tops and everything else on their servers. They're already starting to do it with the VRAM on their servers. They're talking about VRAM on a server. NVIDIA's working on that little section of it. So if they're building VRAM on a server, then basically it's going to alleviate the amount of VRAM used with the games. So a game that usually takes 16 gigabytes of VRAM, if it's streamed from their servers, you could be only using like 1 gigabyte on your PC. So for all that RAM that you paid for, and all those big graphics cards you paid for, ain't worth shit when you go to the cloud. Because all cloud PCs can be on a potato. Everybody knows this. And that's where they're working towards, is a potato PC. Where they got more control over you, your information, and everything else. That means all the information you put on your PC goes up into their cloud, which they use for their machine learning. So, do you guys think I'm crazy? Nah. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen by 2030. And we're going to have no other choice but to be stuck on a cloud. So I missed a part of the live stream. Medusa comes out in first half of 2027. The document shared says that's another 19 months. Yeah, they. And how many times has AMD said one thing and talked out the side of their neck and did another?
And they always delay at least 3 months, always.
Yeah.
Everything gets delayed all the time.
Isn't that in November, their machine?
What? What I just sent
APAC.
you? That just happened. It just happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, there's
And that's the AMD thing. That's where I'm getting the information from, so that way you can look at it.
Right. There's supposed to be one in
Another
November.
time.
There's supposed to be one in November for NVIDIA. Early to
I'm
mid.
not sure.
Yeah, there's supposed to be one that's early mid-November for NVIDIA.
Okay. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
That one's for AMD.
I don't think it's GTC because they already had GTC, I thought.
I thought the next one was in January, but there might be another smaller one.
There's
Big ones in
there's another smaller one. So
I don't think they'd say anything about GPUs in that one. I think it's going to be all about AI and.
well,
Oh,
no,
that
wait a
was
minute, no, NVIDIA just did a presentation. I seen it somewhere on the internet, and they didn't talk nothing. All it was about was AI. It wasn't about
Yeah.
nothing about graphics cards. I already seen that one.
They're not going to do anything until January.
No, this is pretty much the end of the end. Let's see. Dakota, how the Indians? Oh my goodness, you guys are.
Yeah, this is August 5th and 6th. So a couple months ago.
But there was supposed to be something in November.
Let me look.
I thought I swore I seen something November around the 11th or the 14th. Because I swore I did.
Uh, 5 days ago, Washington, D.C.
Oh, I don't know.
Versus YouTube. He talked at GTC
Yeah,
5 days ago.
yeah, seen that.
Not seeing anything for GTC November 2021. the old. Uh,
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think all this machine learning that they're talking about, that they're doing, part of it's cryptocurrency, so they can keep their stuff afloat. A lot of people are sitting there saying some of these companies are just got their own little farms. They got like 100 million little farms going, and that's how they're keeping their business afloat. Somebody said that Nvidia's got like a big super farm, and they're doing cryptocurrency to get to the $5 trillion. I wouldn't be surprised if you got the GPU, you got the money, you got the time. I'm sure you'd be doing a super farm.
AMD got a huge governmental contract in the United States. They're building AI supercomputers
Yeah.
now
For the government.
a undisclosed government agency.
Yeah. See, the computers they're going to be using are the big servers,
Yeah,
the super servers.
that's a huge contract.
Oh yeah,
It's a big time contract.
it's a contract I wouldn't want.
True human assistance.
I can tell you that much.
Cloud.
Oh, so you watch MTBK watching on South Park, called the AI bubble. Damn.
South Park's been right on a lot of stuff. They're like the fortune tellers.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I'm not here trying to tell a fortune, I'm just here to tell you what the facts are, what I've caught on the inner boob and everything else. So, that's just to let you guys know that, but I'm going to make a point clear. When I'm on the live stream, if I start to fade off and lose my train of thought, just bear with me and I'll come right back into it. Guys, this thing that happened, I don't know what happened. Now I got to go to a neurologist next week. Don't know when. Got to set the appointment. So it's going to be a roller coaster for the next couple weeks. I'm going to do the best I can to make as many live streams as possible. But it's going to be a roller coaster. Could you imagine my eyes going like this? Or like this? And I'm trying to drive? Or if you got one eye that closes and opens like this, like it's a car door or a garage door, just go open and close it, open and closing, like this. Yeah. It's been a nightmare for me right now. It's been a super bad nightmare for me.
That's interesting.
Imagine PC building become obsolete. What will be our purpose then? I don't know, bro. I don't know, Dr. Blitz. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you at this point. But I do notice that the other reviewers are starting other channels other than PCs. You got them doing car channels and stuff like that.
I figured there'd be a crying channel for some of them.
Oh, a truckload of Crytel's channel for the...
Yeah, just like, yeah, napkin channel.
A
For
napkin
all the
channel.
tears that they're going to be shedding.
Yeah, telling you.
Which napkin's best for shedding tears?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Mis-
Alright, throw that in there.
Mr. DV says, what do we call it? What do we call if something happens to... What do we call if... Who do we call? Sorry. Who do we call if something happens to me? Well, you got Machine. You got Mr.
No.
MTBK. Of course, you got...
Ask if MTBK. He's a lot more knowledgeable than I am.
Bro, you've learned a lot.
I have, but I'm nowhere near.
Look, if you're doing for your, that store owner, you're sitting there building him a PC, and you're not even gonna get my advice on that because I want to see if you can do it. If you get to the
Yeah, I know,
point where
right?
if you get to the point where you can't do it, till you're stuck, then you call me and I'll help you through it.
Okay.
But I want you to tackle it on your own. Once you build a full PC on your own and get that experience behind you, then you're a PC builder. It just takes that one PC for you to do it on your own, bro.
Just that one.
Just that one. Just make sure you don't knock off any components on the motherboard.
So when I put the chip, the CPU in, I have to hover it over the top and drop it right in so it lands perfectly, correct?
No, what you do is you get a plastic
Like
bag
from like 5
and
feet.
you get what you usually do. You get a plastic bag. You cut like a square hole, and then you get some duct tape and you put it around the hole where the CPU goes, and then you lift up the little tray thingy. Just very carefully make sure the duct tape don't come off around the hole. And then you just take and set it down easily till you get to like about one tenth of a millimeter, and then just drop it in and close the lid and you're done.
You put the toothpaste on top, and then you put the AIO on top of that.
No, actually they got charcoal toothpaste you can put on top of it,
Yeah, I figured it could make whole
Yeah.
dentures.
Yeah.
The denture stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. That Fix-A-Dent will definitely fix your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fix it in AIO.
Yeah, Fix-A-Dent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coming back off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't really work, then you can make a little square Bondo strip and
Yeah.
let it harden up, and then just stick it right on top of your CPU, and then you got enough coverage.
Durable paste to keep your eyes open while you're driving.
No,
That's
toothpicks, truthfully. I finally found out why I'm tired, and it's not sleep apnea. It's not sleep apnea. What I have going on is a form of ALS.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah.
No, they don't know.
I'm sure they know now because I just said it. I'm not gonna lie to my community, man. I mean, if I got something medically going on and it's like beyond my control, I'm gonna tell everybody that I'm slowly on a slip path, but not as fast. So nothing to panic about just yet. Okay. So, but I am on a slow slip path. I might as well just accept it for what it is. And if my speech is a little slurred sometimes, I can't help it. So don't judge me. I don't judge anybody on my channel. Just y'all gotta bear with me. I'm not a big time reviewer. I'm just a little guy. I don't have millions of subscribers, which I would love. I'm just here to bring 3 decades worth of facts, not fiction.
AI is causing architectural issues. Uh-oh.
What happened?
No. They're saying how AI causes problems with architecture. With chip architecture.
Yeah.
They said that the cloud is a part of it, but it can never be fully part of AI.
No. The reason why
They said it's impossible.
there's no such thing as a cloud. Let me break it down really quick. There's no such thing as the cloud. That's all in everybody's head. The cloud is hard drives. high-speed hard drives. There's no rain cloud up in the air. There's no mystical rain dance you have to do to get your information to stick up there. No. It's even like if you build your own server station with a petabyte worth the storage. That's your cloud. Anything that's over a petabyte is your cloud. You think you need Microsoft for the cloud? No. Even if you got 100 to 200 terabytes or 300 terabytes, that's your cloud. And a little server that your PC connects to, do you really think you need all those high-fangled BS programs to connect the server to your PC? No. Because if you go into the back end of Windows, you'll find that you have a server connection automatically in the local host that you can set up on your PC. You don't need to be connected to Microsoft. You can be in your local host. You can run PC, you run PC to PC. Even this little shit right here, this will even run 100 terabytes. Because this is a Xeon processor. This is a server grade processor. Even this will run 100 terabytes.
What's HPC optimized? What's HPC?
Oh, jeez. HPC. Okay.
It's GPU architecture of some kind.
Yes. That it is.
Legacy Scientific FP is floating point. Right?
Yep.
FP64. And they're moving to AI optimized GPU architecture.
You want to know what
FP6 and FP4.
You want to know what high performance computing means? HPC, high performance computing.
HPC, optimized, but now he just said it was accuracy in the past, but AI requires speed, so now they have to do math, and now it's all about how fast AI can operate. It's about speed, not accuracy. And I'm like,
it's true. It's
not
not
accurate, I think, but
no. See, you can have a deviation. Even as humans have deviations, so you can have a certain deviation amount to where there's room for error. You don't want the machine to be perfect. You want the machine to have flaws.
I don't want any flaws. Won't be perfect.
No, whatever with you, man. Yeah. But you have to see it from my point of view. If you want the machine to operate like a human does, you want the flaws. You don't want 100% perfect. You want at least 80 to 85%. And even everybody that's in this world only gets up to that point of 80 to 85%. There is no perfection. Perfection is infinite. And there is no perfection because it is infinite. And we don't live in infinite. We live between 65 and 100 years. So there is no prize to perfection. Everybody needs to get that shit out of their minds. That's common sense. I'm not perfect. There's nobody in this world that is perfect. Not even AI is perfect. So you have to treat it like, put it on that percentage and treat it as like it's got human characteristics. And
It's
start
starting to make sense
teaching
why
it.
GPUs are getting more AI oriented.
Yeah.
I did put a graph on your. I know you can't show it because it's based on the what they put in that thing, but it kind of shows the direction you're going. It's kind of interesting graph. But I did put it so that people could see it in Discord.
Yes, sir.
Yep. It's very interesting.
Yeah. That's because they're using Triton and PyTorch.
Yep. PyTorch and yep. FGA, FP6, FP4.
Yeah, but if you're looking at it, they're using FP64, MPI, Fortran. That should be what you should be looking at.
So they're looking. So it's high throughput compute, gigabytes a second. It used to be high performance compute, flops per second.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, yeah, everything's changing.
If you don't change with the times.
Yeah, and that now it makes sense why the 6000 is going away because it has zero AI capabilities.
Yes.
That's why they're like, we can't do anything else with this. We're moving forward.
Some people say, well, there's something there. There's nothing there.
There's
5,000.
nothing there. We checked.
Yeah,
We looked it up. There's nothing there.
Facts are facts. 5,000 and
Yeah.
6,000 are not built with AI tops. Period.
7000 barely has anything.
Yep. See, it goes. That's the reason why they're doing the 7 and the 9,000. Even though it's got
79.
barely, it'll still work.
Yeah, it still works. Yeah, you bet. The 7900 XT has like 379 AI, and the 5050 has like 500 something. So in that frame of mind, the 5050 kicks its butt.
Right.
So it's just interesting. I mean, the 76 still has something. So I guess
Yes.
they could make FSR4 work for the 7000 series, and they might do that since it's still. They might still do that,
No.
but I wouldn't.
I
It wouldn't be on the top of my list of things to do.
I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. With the 7000 series and comes to FSR4, I would just gonna tell you like this. I'm just gonna say stick with the 3.1 and move on. If you want a 9000 series GPU, then go get a 9000 series GPU
Yeah.
with FSR4.
Yep.
Because the amount you're going to be paying for the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte is going to be equal to $380 or $360 or $350, whatever you can find it on the market for. You really think in that price range of $350 to $390 that the 6000 series is going to give you one that's going to be around that range? That's actually going to have a little meat on the bones or something? No, it's not.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So with the 9060 XT having like 800, like 930 watt or whatever, I can't remember what I told you.
Yeah, it was,
AI tops, I guess is what it's
Yeah.
called. That still makes the 8 gigabyte card extremely viable if that's what you need it for.
if
You
they
don't need VRAM to run AI models, do you?
you do. Oh no, not
Okay,
AI
never
models.
mind.
No, machine learning. No, you don't need all that horse
So
shit.
if you were doing machine learning with this graphics card,
Mhm.
that would be a great card to get.
Yeah, it
That,
would.
the 5060 or the 5060 non-TI would be
If-
great.
If you're just doing straight up machine learning with it, yeah, it would be fine.
Interesting. Okay.
Because you can also too make your own little farm, make a stack of them. You don't need much VRAM with it.
$369, by the way, for the 9060 XT right now, the cheapest model.
Well, it went up, what, $10?
Right
15? About that.
What, 20? It was $249 for the Red Devil one, and that's still $269. That's the one that was $249.
Right.
I mean, not $249. $340. Hold on, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Right.
I'm not typing in specifics. It's $369. This is the cheapest one. It's a Sapphire fan model. Nope, never mind. Power Color Reaper AMD $349 MSRP.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Still at MSRP.
Yeah.
But it's on back order.
Yeah.
It doesn't get delivered until November 11th.
Yeah.
500 plus bought in the past month.
Yeah, they're going to be buying the fuggle out of those, bro.
I like the Sapphire one better. That one's also 500 plus bought in the past month.
I do like the Sapphire too, but you got
It's a large, beefier card. Bigger fans.
Yeah. I like the ones with two 120 millimeter fans. I do like those.
Asus dual Radeon RX 9060 XT, 16 gigabyte.
I ain't doing 8 gigabytes, bro.
No,
Yeah.
16.
I ain't doing 16 either.
Gigabyte. Axial Tech fan design.
No, I'm gonna be greedy like everybody. No, I'm gonna be greedy like everybody else. I want 96 gigabytes of VRAM. I'm gonna be greedy.
Yeah, me too.
But it's not like I'm gonna use it all in my lifetime.
No, you're not going to use it. Yeah, you're not going to use it. You barely used the 12 that you have.
I know, right?
That's why that card will last you 5 years.
Yeah, I use 6 out of the 12. and,
Yeah. Yep.
And still get a
Don't
good
quite.
I still get a good FPS. 6 out of the 12.
You don't have to play games at high resolution. I mean,
No.
high resolution at high settings.
No.
I like high settings, but you don't.
I don't because
Makes
for
your
this.
hardware last longer.
I don't for the simple fact because my eyeballs can't see what yours see. I'm more blind than you are, bro.
Well, with your new glasses, that could change.
Yeah, but I'm still more blind than you are, bro. Trust me. MTBK says the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes starts at 350 euros. Here are the 8 gigabyte ones at 275. So you look at it for an extra $75, you get double the amount of VRAM.
$269 for the cheapest one for the AMD Power Color. The
Oh.
same model card. It's
Okay, I know you guys love the calculator, so
$80. It's $80. Exactly.
so
300 bought in the past month.
so
This card's still selling.
so if you take $80, right, and divide that by 8 gigabytes, how much do you have? So you spent $10 every 1 gigabyte.
So, Asus Prime Radeon RX 9060 XT, 8 gigabyte, $360. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's the same price as the. That doesn't make any sense. That's just
No.
dumb.
No.
That's-
It's shoot yourself in the foot week, it seems. And
yeah,
that's for
something.
serious.
Something.
Yeah.
It's awful. Hey, the Steel Legend, your favorite one's here. The white and gray one. Aw.
You know that ugly ass green boogered card. Like somebody
It's not green.
just went and just blew their fucking snot all over that son of a bitch, you know. No.
Oh, if you have your. It's nice.
Bro. Do I look like a leprechaun to you?
But you said you can't see.
That's not, no, that's not the point. If I know it's there, it's going to drive me nuts. MTBK, I think you might be able to use Final Fantasy VII, and I'm sure they're going to boost it up to about maybe 32 gigabytes of VRAM, maybe. At 4K, you'll be lucky to get about maybe 52 FPS, something like that. You never know. Getting all that high-end stuff is nice to have. It's a commodity, but it's not a must-need. That just tells everybody that, you know, you want it so bad, you just had to burn money to get it. And you had to sell your house to get it, too. I'm not telling everybody that.
Your soul.
Yeah, you had to sell your soul. That's scary.
Ugh. Ryzen 7 5800X with an RX 9060 XT.
16?
22-inch monitor, 16 gigabyte, 22-inch monitor, 32 gigabytes of DDR4, 1 terabyte NVMe, pre-built desktop bundle. Keyboard, mouse, mousepad,
No.
RGB controller, a remote. $1,600. Seems a little high.
$1,600 for what?
You get the monitor, the computer, the keyboard, the mouse pad.
1,600, bro.
Prices.
Bro,
5800X.
Bro,
Yeah.
this right here with the 4070 only was $1,275,
I'm just letting you know.
and this is the 5700X, which can clock up just as high as the 5800X, and some. And this with the 4070 was $1,225, somewhere in there. Was not over 13. It was not. This was not over $1,300. Oh no.
There you go. There you go. Aww.
I do not use Zoom, Mr. DV. I do not trust Zoom. I will never trust Zoom because all the horror stories that I heard about Zoom, that people bust into your stuff with Zoom, I want nothing to do with Zoom. That's why I can do the live streaming, you know, sometimes with you guys if I don't want, you know, there's sometimes on YouTube, guys, that hopefully you are a part of the Discord server, that I'll put something on my screen, you know, and do it through the live chat, and everybody can join in. So, it's just tonight, it's just me and Mr. Machine, and you guys here, me and Mr. Machine on the mic, because my head's not totally 100% better yet, so I'm kind of just floating a little bit. So I need the program OptiScaler for FSR4 in this game. Okay. Try to figure out why. Oops, sorry guys. The Italian made a zoom. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just don't like using Zoom, that's all. I heard too many hack stories. So, now you know why. And I just told you. But I can do the live stream. I can do it over there on Discord. Because if there's anybody that wants to join our Discord, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can get it by an invite that I put on the live streams. When I do, if I don't do it, just remind me and I'll do it. Put them on the live streams. So that way you guys can join if you wish. And I pin the message. So this way, in case anybody wants to get in on our Discord, we keep a tight ship over there. Just got two rules: no harassing each other, and just be cool and have fun. And try to minimize the profanity to nothing. Because I don't need Discord saying, "Oh, we're gonna kick you off of the of the streams." So let's keep it cool, keep it fresh, keep it PC related, and once in a while you guys can talk about whatever else. But as long as it's kept clean, I'm happy. It's okay. So why FSR4 is not supported in the beginning. Corporate. Yes, I agree. Corporate. Yeah. Oh, I don't. Truthfully, I don't remember. I've never used it. I've never used it. Because I'm running OBS. And I never thought about it. Truthfully, I just never thought about it. And yeah, I know, because my eyes are bad and everything else. And I know I keep leaning forward to read what you guys are saying. And if I really thought about it, I could do this. Right here. Then I can sit back here and just read what you guys write.
Get that magnifying glass out.
Yes, sir. I got it right here.
Yep. You put that little hat on, and little pipe.
Yeah. Mr. DV says he's got his screen setting up to about 150%. Well, I got a magnifier. See? I see you. I see everybody too. I see you. Look, we're old people, alright? Don't judge us. Only the old people get out the magnifier glass when they're reading their newspaper. We know. So.
Hey, we should watch that OCP AMD thing on Discord. Only 15 minutes long.
Yeah, but you're going to have to let me get my thoughts together before we decide to do that,
It's very interesting.
Well, yeah, if anybody wants to
Very
join,
interesting.
if anybody wants to join, they can go over there, and take a gander over there. If you're going to set it up on the voice chat, are you going to stream it?
I don't. I'm not. I don't know how to do that. I can try.
Well, it's just like when you put, you have a second screen, and you put it onto the second screen, and whatever
Remember
you're.
I tried that. It was doing poorly. Let me.
Well, just leave everybody the link. Let everybody just watch it.
No, but it's cool to watch it in a group.
Oh my
Because
god.
we're all. It's a group effort.
It's a group thing. It's a group thing.
Fine. I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Text.
Look.
Paste. Oops.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is.
There.
What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take and call it a day on the YouTube live stream. And you want to say goodbye to everybody before I close it out?
Bye, everybody. Especially you, MTBK. I didn't talk to you much today.
Yeah, I haven't talked much to anybody. I just left.
You should join the Discord. Go to Discord, MTBK. We need a German perspective on all this.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump out of here. We're going to call it a day. I'm sitting there yawning like crazy. I can't help it. It's medical issues right now. So, but anyway, I'm sure you guys understand. But getting down to the nitty gritty, I want to thank everybody that stuck with us onto the live stream. It seems we got a lot of good people on the live stream tonight. And it looks like we got over 23. And I'm very happy. Even if it's 23, you guys are the best. But anywho, if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video or live stream. Until the next time and the next video or live stream. Until then, guys, we'll see you on the next one. If you're going to be over on Discord, that's where we're going to be. So catch us over there. That's where the party is going to be. Take care, and we'll talk at you later.
Okay.